Hello everyone. We are starting with the chapter of logarithms, commonly known as logs. Logarithm is as important as indices, as basic algebra, factorization, algebraic manipulation. It's part of the syllabus of O-level additional math. It's also part of A-level second year math. Logarithm, of course, it's being part of maths, will be used in maths itself, but it also has application in other subjects, such as questions involving half-life in physics, in chemistry, in bio, in eco, and so on. So let's start with the very basic. How do logs came into being? We are not looking at the theory behind it, but what is the other concept of math that it is associated with? That concept is known as indices. An answer is obtained if a base is raised to a power. This is also called power. This is also called exponent. Two names for the same thing. Another approach, another alternative way of writing it out is log y base a equals to x. So answer is base raised to power or base raised to a power. Log of answer to the base is equal to the power. So this changeover from index to log form, from log form to index form, that is the key of solving any questions with logs. That is the basic. Let's look at some examples. 2 cube is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 2 cube is 8. This is the index form. Indices is the plural of index. Log 8 base 2 is equal to 3. What does it mean? 2 raised to which power will give us 8? That's the meaning of log 8 base 2. Listen to it again. Log 8 base 2, it means log of 8 base 2. 2 raised to which power will give us 8? So that is the logic of log. Now, if I ask you to evaluate log 8 base 2 without using a calculator, just a simple question, you know the answer is 3. But how would we work it out? So we would say, let log 8 base 2 equals to 3, equals to a number x, m. Therefore, convert it into the index form. 8 is 2 raised to power of m. 8 itself is 2 cube. So 2 cube is 2 raised to power of m. Since the bases are the same, the powers should equal. Therefore, m equals to this thing. Now, let's focus on writing the conversion from one to the other. So what we are looking at is the different conversion from index form to log form. If you have 2 raised to power of minus n is minus 9 is 1 over 512, then log of 1 over 512 base 2 is minus 9. And so on. That was a different example because the power was negative. The base will always be positive. We are only dealing with positive bases. The power could be negative, the power could be positive. Okay, so now we know that any number raised to power of 0 is 1. How can I write it in the log form? Log 1 base a equals to 0. Any number raised to power of 1 is the number itself. Therefore, log a base a equals to 1. Now, this first rule can be written as log 1 to any base is 0. And this second rule, that is log of a number to the same base is 1. So remember these two rules. Again, these two rules are derived from where? Everything in log will be derived from indices. Of course, there would be some derivations which are not in the syllabus, so we won't go into the nitty-gritty of it, but the simple ones, we just explored them. So now Log to the base 10, this is called the common log. And of course, there is a history behind it. Why is this called common log? And why log to the base e, where e is an irrational number, 2.718 and so on, a very famous number. Log to the base e, that is called a natural log. Once I'm done with most of these videos regarding to O-level math, add math, AS level, A-level, pure math 1, pure math 3, mechanics, stats 1, stats 2, then I'll be spending some time in working and explaining the basics of how some of these things which we take for granted, how they came into being. So that is a project for later on. So log to the base e is known as ln. Again, revisiting those rules. 1 is a raised to power of 0, log 1 base a equals to 0. 1 is also 10 raised to power of 0, therefore log 1 base 10 equals to 0. 1 is also e raised to power of 0, log 1 base e equals to 0. Now we know that log to the base 10 is known as log or simply lg. So I can write log 1 equals to 0, lg1 equals to 0, it means the same thing. Log 1 base e equals to 0, in other words, ln of 1 equals to 0. So the rule was the same. We introduced two new functions, log to the base 10, that's common log, log or lg. Log to the base e, that is natural log, we call it ln. So therefore we know that log 1 base 10 equals to 0, lg1 is equals to 0. Similarly, log 1 base e equals to 0, ln1 equals to 0. The second rule, a is a raised to power of 1, log a base a equals to 1. 10 is 10 raised to power of 1, log 10 base 10 equals to 1. E is e raised to power of 1, log e base e equals to 1. Now it's your turn. Say it out, speak it out. LG10 equals to 1, ln e equals to 1. LG10 equals to 1, ln e equals to 1. Therefore, there are 4 rules that are of utmost importance. Yeah, 4 results you can say. First of all, LG1 equals to 0, ln1 equals to 0, LG10 equals to 1, ln e equals to 1. These were the 4 things that we have learned so far, besides, of course, the conversion. So if we move on, now we are looking at the rules of logarithm. There are 3 rules of logs. Log xy base a, that is log x base a plus log y base a. If 2 terms are multiplying inside a bracket and you are taking log of that, it is actually a sum of the individual logs. Of course, we are working at the same base. Log x over y base a. If multiplication give rise to addition, division, what do you think will it give rise to? Subtraction. So log x base a minus log y base a. Log x raised to power of m base a, that is m log x base a, the power comes down and multiplies. The first rule is known as the product rule of log. The second one definitely is the quotient rule. The third one is the power rule. Now, in this first video, my focus is to focus on the very last rule. And of course, a little bit of the first and the second rule might be there. But the focus is on the third rule, which is the power rule. So, rule number 3, that is the power rule. How can I use this rule? I can use this rule to find unknown powers using the rules of logarithm. For example, 2 raised to power of x equals to 8. We all know the answer. 2 raised to power of 3 will be 8. So if something can be done using indices, what can be better than this? I mean, that is something to be most happy about. But what if something cannot be done using indices? What if the examiner knows that it can be done using indices, but the examiner persists on using some kind of logs? Well, of course, that's not the question that the examiner asks. The examiner is never arrogant about any particular kind of question. The thing is making you realize how to use logs, and definitely we would use in such situation where indices is not possible. So if I use LG, log to the base 10, take log of both sides. If I use the term log, that means I am talking about log to the base 10. So if I take log to the base 10, what will happen? Log 2 to the power x is log 8. I'm taking log of both sides. When I take log of both sides, when I apply the third rule of log, what happens? What happens is that the power comes down and multiplies. X log 2 is log 8. Make x the subject. You have a calculator. You know how to use it. So just go ahead and use it. Log 8 divided by log 2, that comes out to be 3. So when I use the term LOG, I mean log to the base 10. The examiner is more than happy whether we use LG or LOG. What if I want to use ln, log to the base e? Of course I can. There is no harm. Take ln of both sides. I can even write log of both sides, and then either I can use LG or ln. So ln 2 to the power x is ln 8. X ln 2 is ln 8. Make x the subject. So that is ln 8 over ln 2. Now I just want you to avoid a misconception, that is LG8 ln 8, that's different. LG2 ln 2 is different. But LG8 over LG2 is the same thing as ln 8 over ln 2. That means you are most comfortable, most welcome to use LOG. You are most welcome to use ln. Now, what if the question is something like this? 10 raised to power of x is 25 or 250. First of all, indices is not possible. 10 raised to any integer power won't give you 250. 10 power 1 is 10, 10 square is 100, 10 cube is 1000, 250 is way back. That means I have to use logs. So now which log? LG or ln? As such, it doesn't make a difference. As far as easiness is concerned, LG is easy because we are dealing with base 10. So take LG of both sides. LG 10 raised to power of x. LG 10 raised to power of x is LG 250. X LG 10 is LG 250. What was the benefit? LG 10 is 1. Though LG 250 over LG 10, LG 10 is 1, that comes out to be 2.398. The answer is 2.40, correct to 3 significant figures. Another question. E raised to power of 3x is equals to 8. Preferable to use ln because we are dealing with E. What is the golden rule? If we are dealing with base 10, use LG. If we are dealing with base E, use ln. If we are dealing with any other base such as 2, doesn't make a difference what you use. So ln means log to the base E. Ln E 3x is ln 8. 3x ln E is ln 8. 3x is ln 8. 1/3 ln 8. I can even simplify further. I can apply that product rule. This time I am taking the coefficient and making it the power. So what's cube root of 8? ln 2. Of course, I can use a calculator and I'll get the answer, which is 0.6931, and we can write this thing as 0.693, correct to 3 significant figures. So now what we have studied so far, what we have studied is how to use rules of logs, what were the basic rules of logs, how they came into being. Now let's move ahead. The first type of question, questions of the type n is equals to n naught e raised to power of minus kt. N naught and t, these n and t, they are variable. N naught is a constant, K is a constant, and E is a universal constant. Now, look at this first question. It's from the additional math syllabus, equally applicable for A-level second year too. Variables V and T are related by the equation where K is a constant. Given that V is this and T is this, find the value of K. So K is a constant and 1000 is a constant, and T and V are variable in this scenario. So find the value of K, find the value of V when T is equals to 30. This is the equation. Plug in V and T. First simplify. Half is equals to e raised to power of minus 21k. Take ln of both sides. So when I take ln of both sides, ln of half is ln of e raised to power of minus 21k. Minus 21k comes down, ln e is 1. So therefore k is 1 over negative 21 ln half. I can also take the minus and make it the power of half. Half raised to power of minus 1 would be 2. So another alternative way of writing this thing is this thing. And you can also write the answer in decimals. Now, people who are taking physics, whether it's of O-level math or A-level physics, can you realize what is being discussed over here? In O-levels, we don't do the working mathematically, but we deal with the concept. This is the concept of half-life. If I say V is the population, basically it's saying that after 21 units of time, it could be 21 hours, the original population of 1000 is becoming half of its original value. So therefore it's dealing with the concept of half-life. We will study more about this in the next video. Let's look at the next example. The second part. Now we have the value of K. Now it's not a big deal. They can give us T, we can find V. They can give us V, we can find T, and so on. So this time T is 30. Plug it in, use a calculator. I'm evaluating KT first. And this is 1000 e raised to power of minus 0.99. And then you get the answer 371 after rounding off. 372 actually. Another question. Look at this question first. At the beginning of 1960, the number of animals of a certain species was estimated at 20,000. This number decreased so that after a period of n years. In another video, I'll also be discussing about exponential decay. This is a question of exponential decay. That's how population increases or decreases. Estimate the population at the beginning of 1970. So from the beginning of 1960 to beginning of 1970, that's 10 years. Now, what is the population at the beginning of 1970? The year in which the population would be expected to have first decreased to 2000. Let's look at the first part. P is the population. N is the time. And this is the number of years actually. So P is equals to 20,000 e raised to power of this much. They are asking us in 10 years what will be the population. To simply plug it in. The constant negative 0.05 was already part of the formula. It was already given. So according to this formula, the population of whatever that species is will be 12,100 after 10 years because it's decreasing. Similarly, population have decreased to 1/10 of its original value. 1/10 of 20,000 is 2,000. The question could have worded in what I just said. Very simple. As long as you know the rules of log, and we are just focusing on the power rule for right now. Take ln of both sides. Why are we taking ln? Again, reassure yourself. Be very clear in your concept. We are taking ln because we are dealing with E. And hence you find the value of n. N comes out to be 46 years, but they are asking in which particular year, like the year 2020 that we are living in. So from 1960, 46 years have passed. So this is talking about the year 2006. Okay, another question. Variables L and T are related by this equation. L naught is this, alpha is this. Find the value of T for which L is equals to 0.6x. Now first plug it in. We have L naught, we have alpha, we don't know what is T, we know what is L. Logs again. Find the value of T. First simplify, then take log. Remember this rule. So therefore, ln of the bracket on the left is equals to ln of the bracket on the right. You can either take ln or you can take lg. Now, this particular question I have done using both, so that you are not afraid when to use ln, when to use lg. When the base is 10, it's preferable, not necessary, to use lg. When the base is e, it's preferable, not necessary, to use ln. For any other base, doesn't make a difference whatsoever. So therefore, make sure brackets are applied when using a calculator. Make it the subject first, then use a calculator. Or simplify the numerator separately, 4SF, simplify the denominator separately if you're uncomfortable. So therefore, T comes out to be 12.3 years. 12.3, whatever the unit is. Take ln of both sides, the same kind of working. The values are different, but the final answer is the same. The value of numerator and this numerator is different. The value of denominator and this denominator is different, but the final answer is the same. Question 24. The number of fish of a particular species are introduced to a lake. The number n of these fish in the lake t weeks after the introduction is given by such and such. Calculate the value of k if after 34 weeks the number of these fish have fallen to half the number introduced. Again, the concept of half-life. Half-life, of course, is related to radioactivity, but half-life also means half of the original value. So what we will do is that we will say when t is 0, what is the original value of n? E raised to power of 0 is 1. Therefore, n is n naught. Agreed? That means half of the original value. So the value of n would be half n naught. And we are looking for the corresponding time. So number of fish, when the number of fish have fallen to half the original value in that body of water in that lake. So half n naught is n naught e raised to power of minus k into t. N naught cancels. And you can take ln of both sides. Ln of half is ln e raised to power of minus 34k. Ln half minus 34k ln e. Therefore, k is half 1 over 34 with a minus sign, ln of half. You can take the minus and make it the power of half, and you get the answer in decimals. Now remember the step, this particular step, whenever it's a question of half-life, you will always have a half over here and e raised to power of minus k times the value, the time value for which the number of population decreases to half of its original value. It could be population, it could be the number of radioactive particles emitted. And then this part, okay, this is another way of doing it. Let me first read this thing. The number of weeks it takes for the number of these fish to have fallen to 1/5 the number of the original. Now, the working on the left, that's another way of playing around with the rules of log. I can use the negative and raise it to the power. So 1 over 34 ln 2. That's one other way of writing it. N is 1/5 of n naught. So 1/5 n naught is n naught e raised to power of minus kt. I already know the value of k. Take log of both sides, natural log, that is ln of 1/5 is ln e raised to power of minus kt. Acha, one thing you are noticing, I'm not plugging in that dreadful looking value of k at this moment. Let me go all the way to the end. and then I'll plug it in. And of course, I can use a calculator and I can get my answer. So how many questions have we discussed? Question number 24, and then question number 8, question number 6, and question number 10. So we discussed 4 questions. We discussed the whole concept in totality. And there are 2 questions for you to try it out. And the answers are given over here. So that explains the concept of logarithm. Of course, we are just focusing on that indices and log conversion, common log, natural log, log of 1 to any base is 0, log of any number to the same base is 1, and then the third rule of log, the power rule, and 4 questions related with population in this particular video. Many more videos on logs are in the pipeline. Take care.